In short, black masking adds color and white masking erases it. Just like deciding whether you want to paint the glass or clear it to reveal the view outside. Hey guys, my Samaps here. Today we are gonna learn about the basic painting and masking layer in Substance Painter. Before we learn about masking layer, I want to show you about the basic layer first. Okay, now on the right side here, there is a layer box with several tools. By clicking Add Layer, the one with the brush icon, you will see layer 1 appear here. Just like in Photoshop, you can rename it by double-clicking on the layer's name. Here, I rename it to Test Layer. Next, we are gonna start painting. But I want to change the base color first. In the Properties box, go to Material icon and change the base color by clicking the white color here. I will pick red as an example. By clicking this brush icon, you can increase or decrease the brush size here, or you can use a shortcut instead. Right square bracket for increasing size, and the left square bracket for decreasing size. Sometimes, if we're using shortcut, we can control the number of size parameter itself. You can change by typing the size number here by one left clicking. I changed to 7.20 for example here. The minimum size works like pen pressure. It controls the pen thickness. I usually use minimum size when I started paint with graphic stylus like this. Flow change, how strong the color is, just like a watercolor brush. Stroke opacity adjusts how transparent your brush is. And spacing, the higher the value, the more dot the brush stroke looks. You can also adjust the brush settings on the top right here, but I rarely use them. Next, there is a fill layer, which works just like in Photoshop. You can change the base color here, and it will fill the entire object like this. You can also paint on it by right-clicking and choosing Add Paint. Then you can draw on these surfaces. You can also change the base color or brush settings, just like the basic layer I explained before. Now, let's talk about black masking. When you add a black mask to a fill layer, the ball automatically becomes unfilled or invisible. Then, right-click on the black mask and choosing Add Paint. If you start painting on the object, and look, your brush brings back the color from the fill layer. When you change the fill layer into red color, the brush will show the color you paint. You can also add another fill layer below the black mask to change the background color. Here, I change it to yellow. Next, I want to show you about white masking. It's a little similar to black masking, but works in the opposite way. When you add a white mask to a fill layer, the bowl stays filled with red color. But when you add paint to the white mask and start drawing, your brush will remove parts of that color like this. If you add another fill layer underneath, the erased parts will show that color instead. At the end, white masking is basically the inverse version of black masking. The easiest way to understand masking, imagine you painting on a window. For black masking, imagine the window is completely clear just like plain glass. When you paint on it using a yellow brush, every stroke adds the color to the glass. The more you paint, the more of that yellow color covers the window. So, black masking is like coloring the clear glass. Your brush reveals the color from the fill layer. For white masking, imagine the opposite way. The window is already fully painted yellow, and now your brush works like an eraser. When you paint on it, you're actually removing the yellow paint, making the glass clear again so you can see through it. And white masking remove color instead of adding it. In short, black masking adds color and white masking erases it. Just like deciding whether you want to paint the glass or clear it to reveal the view outside. And that's it for today's tutorial about basic painting and masking layers in Substance Painter. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video.